talked on a couple of
This meeting is
Yeah,
being
yeah.
recorded.
It's the first formal
occasions.
time that we're meeting, but yeah, it's good to meet you.
Good to meet
We're
you.
going to do a pretty good, background and overview here really quickly too. Actually, you know what, Nathan? I'm just gonna make you host, and you could just monitor who's coming in and not, just so I don't have to keep my eye on the entry box.
Okay, sounds good.
You going to be able to be here for the whole 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, yeah, I should be able to.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to make you host, and you can just monitor who's coming in and such, and please let everybody in, and that way I can just run everything else.
Gotcha.
Great, cool. So I already see, obviously, we have Isaac. I see Nick. I thought I saw Nelly in there being waiting to get let in. So guys, we're going to kick off the live stream. I'm just going to go into Facebook now. I'm going to kick over to live, and then Yash and I are going to dive right in and just get started. Here we are. Okay, guys, we are live here in Facebook. So let's kick it off. And great to be back here with everybody. And Yash in particular, awesome to have you.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I think everybody's doing well. I think most people are going to stay on mute, probably just to listen, but we're going to have a Q&A at the end. But yeah, you can chime in if if you want, especially when there's not a bunch of people on here. That's fine. Or use the chat, and myself, Yash, Nathan can get back to you. But we're just going to kind of dive right into the topic today, the man of the hour, and then just kind of recap as well. Where we all came from. Yash, I know you and I obviously still communicate regularly. I think we were on Zoom about a week ago, going over one of your landing pages, or a little over a week ago.
Yep.
So obviously we never lost touch, but for most of the guys watching here now, I know everybody kind of knows Yash. But for anybody that might be watching on Facebook or the replay, obviously Yash was with us at PDOCS, helping build out Audience Lab. At the time, it was still Ads Lab when Yash was here, and the foundation of almost everything we do. So a lot of you guys know that. Maybe some newcomers into our community, or people that have only been around in the last handful of months might not know who Yash is. So I just want to give a little background. But man, it's great to have you back in the community. I know you posted this week talking about how it feels like kind of like family, and like, you kind of reminisced on how you've been wanting to kind of post in here, and you're keeping an eye on everybody and what we do. And I know you still stay in communication with a lot of people, because I'm still talking to them. I'm always out there. And they're like, oh, Josh is doing this. He's so awesome. I'm like, yeah, man, if you need group stuff, that's your man. You know what I mean?
I really feel honored because I still get so many DMs, and I don't know how they just tell me that you had a conversation with them and you were telling them about the work I do. So I really appreciate you and the entire PDOCS team, and pretty much everyone over here who are they're having their busy days, but they just chimed in for a few minutes just to see what I have for them. So really really honored for to be here and to have all of you over here.
Well, help you. I mean, you're honored to the PDOCS thing. You're saying you helped build it. You know what I mean? So we're as
Yeah,
honored as you are. Thank you very much. The feeling's totally mutual, man.
I
Um, I
remember creating the group alongside Adam. It was really really I never thought that it would grow to that level that we took it to. But the amount of growth that I went through just communicating with all the people inside the community and getting them what they needed just taught me a lot of things. So really appreciate that.
a lot of things that I'm sure bake into what you're doing right now. Would you say?
100%. Everything came out of the PDOS group, right? Because I learned everything. I found my business partner through the group. So pretty much everything. So yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to go. We always said for people, we wanted you to rise through the ranks or go start your own thing, or you can do better. You know what I mean? And you have always gotten praises from myself and Adam and everybody at the team. We've both been quoted as saying Yash is probably the youngest millionaire that we're going to know in our little team here for sure. And you're on your way, man. So awesome, good for you.
Thank you.
So what we want to talk about, and it's funny you mentioning, starting the group with Adam, getting it to where it was, thriving, and then as you know, our groups even kind of tailed off in the last 6 months for a multitude of reasons. Part of it, you not being around anymore, you were a big part of our group's success and engagement. Number one. Number two, our focus went elsewhere. We went a lot more toward paid, and a lot more toward building a SaaS. and a little away from the whole Facebook group stuff, but for a number of reasons. And I've always missed it. And you see, and everybody probably sees, I still stay live posting in there, but there's we didn't have a whole lot as much strategy and structure, and it wasn't as much of a priority. And I think you probably see that with a lot of groups. They die out, and people ask, like, why do they die? Is it more because it becomes not a priority, or is it more because of the stuff you're going to talk about today in terms of strategy and structure, would you say?
Yep. So first of all, I'm going to take into consideration all the clientele that I've had this past year. So we've helped over 42 communities from being completely dead. Now, when I say dead, it doesn't only mean that they don't have any engagement or there's no structure. Dead means it's not maximizing the potential that you think that the group has. That's what dead means, right? So we've revived 42 communities from being dead to being um, one of the most best platforms that they're using till this day. And we've handled communities from anywhere between 600 members to about 120K members. That was our largest in the real estate space. And in total, we've helped them to generate anywhere between 3.5 to $4 million. And this is revenue that was never there because it was revenue that was inside the group and they had no idea how to revive it. So it's revived revenue. So we did that for about a year, and it was complete a done for you build from end to end. And what I've witnessed is there's no engagement, there's no structure. So those are the two main things. Structure being the first one, because there's structure, there's no engagement. So we fixed that by following a really, really simple content structure that the client can only spend like 20 minutes a week on it, just delegating their stuff to their team, and where we help their team as well in order to just with some small tweaks here and there, just small hinges that swing big doors. um, and then they spend another 20 minutes going live once a week.
Yep.
So that's the entire structure. So the entire thing is just guided towards the one live. And when they go live, we help them with the presentation and all templates as well in order to what they have to, guide their prospects through once they're live.
Yep.
So what we see is there's no structure, there's no engagement, obviously, because of no structure. And then they're thinking, because the business owner is thinking about the business from all from the entire perspective of, like, they have to get leads in from different traffic sources. So they just don't have the main attention on the Facebook group because their focus is divided. So we just help them to, first of all, make them realize that there is money inside the group. We just have to find the best ways, and we just have to make, just small tweaks in order to make that possible, in order to find that revenue. So a lot of other things come into play as well. We create a lot of posts on your personal profile posts as well. On your personal profile, on emails, we take care of your entire email list as well. So yeah, group is like the central source for everything. I'll give you an example when I say, what I mean when I say that is that we test a lot of angles inside the group, and once we get the validation, we take that into an ad form. Like,
Yep.
if it works really well in the group, we validate it, then we convert that into an ad, and it just amplifies, because that's all the ad does, right? If it's worked in a small sample size, then it will work on a larger size as well. So the group is like the main central source of truth for all of these new angles that we test on a regular basis. And yeah, hope that answered your question.
No, yeah, no, that gave me a few more little talking points that we were going to touch on anyway, but might as well hit them. Like, one of the things we're going to cover, and we're going to show you guys, we're going to do a little screen share and implementation, and showing you some of the tweaks that you can do inside the groups immediately to go make some results for anybody that is an existing group owner. I think you mentioned something like you need to make them realize there's money in there. I get that. I think most people realize it, but they don't realize that they can achieve it. They know Facebook groups make money, but why, and they just don't realize it's achievable. But I think you touched on something else that's probably close to anybody that's running a Facebook group or a business owner that has one, is the misconception about the amount of time that has to go into the content creation. You just said you only need 20 minutes a week plus a little plus one live or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think that's important to touch on too, based on some of the things you said.
Is it cool if I just share my screen for a bit and then I can just,
Yeah,
show you?
actually, Nathan's host because I switched off. Nathan, oh, you already have screen
All right,
share. That's perfect.
all
No,
good,
that's
all
I was just making sure.
So I'm gonna show you the templates that we've made because when you're handling like 42 different communities, all done for you, you need templates, right? Otherwise, if you're sitting down and you don't have any starting point, it's gonna be really, really tough. So what we did was whatever posts I used to upload on the PDOCS group, right? It had a structure behind it, and I just laid out all the structure in the form of these templates. So suppose if I give an example, if I have to create a mega event, right? What's a mega event? It's a native Facebook feature where you can create a page, an event page. We've done that multiple times, but we have a strategy towards that as well. So if we want to do that, we activate this for our clients, which is like, this is the zero step,
Yep.
invite 500 people per profile. That's another thing. People don't know that they can invite more than 500 people for the event. You can do that per profile, but that profile needs to be an admin. So these are just like really, really small uh, tactics that I just found out, and I just templatize everything. So this is like we've got the entire template of what the description should be. Then there's step one in terms of we're asking the community what they want to be what they want to see in the live. Then there's this step three, step four, step five, and there's the entire promotion like that. And same goes for the email, different format, but the same message and the angles. And we do that for about 10 to 14 days. So yeah, these are just some of the structures that we made, and we've templatized everything. And what was your question? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting.
No, no, no. That's all right. I was talking about like the last thing I asked you was like, going back about the kind of misconception on how much time needs to be created to dedicated to creating content.
Yep, exactly. So again, that's what I meant, that once you have the roadmap in front of you in terms of what your structure should look like, it just gets easier. And it gets easier and easier. So after like the first month mark, that's when we really start seeing, all these the results that are coming from all these changes that we've been doing. For the first entire month, we get down, we pretty much extract the offer from the client's brain into our onboarding processes, and then our copywriting team takes over. It's really a system that we've just created and we've evolved it over time.
Yep.
Uh, and that's what we do. And in the end, after like the 3 and 4 month mark, the clients really spend 20 to 30 minutes just hopping on a call with us once a week, and sometimes that's not even necessary. And the other 20-30 minutes is for the lives that they have. So that's really 40 minutes a week. And another thing that we do is, and another thing that we realize is that people are just way too emotionally attached sometimes to their group and
Mhm.
to their business. So
Yep.
what happens is that it just blinds whatever outcome there is to be achieved. So what we do is we just tell them, take a step back, just look at the group as a funnel, which is either converting according to you or it's not converting. So that's one of the first things that we do. You have to look at it purely from a funnel point of view. And if it's not working, we have to just keep making small decisions every single day to see, what is working and what's not working. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So it's the Facebook group is kind of your best feedback, optimized feedback loop for your whole business. Like
Exactly.
Yash was saying, what converts and what engages and what works in there, you can now scale into other email campaigns, ad campaigns, hooks, and all kinds of other things. And like you said, for many people, your Facebook group can be your primary booking funnel. I mean, for most of your clients, it sounds like it's the center source. Yeah, you're using other things, some emails, some are running ads, but that's still the primary source driving it all. And I think what we should touch on maybe is some of the key elements of that. You mentioned something, I think, in a post, maybe on your personal timeline or something that I saw, but just some of those key checkpoints, just hit on those real quick and touch on those, whether you want to screen share when you do it or not, in terms of like membership questions, yes, posts, the little tweaks like that not everybody's doing.
Yep. So if I start this just from the point of view of, so one more thing, this is just like I'm here to like just share my experiences from what I've seen in the past year. So one of the really amazing experiences that I was able to experience is that we realized that no one is actively inside your group just scrolling. They're just on their own news feeds. So whatever post you're uploading, you have to take that from that perspective. Only the new members are those who are just inside the group, who just entered and then go through the timeline over there. All the other people, they're just scrolling their news feed and they just come across one of the posts that and what happens over there is we've already known about this. I don't know if people think about this from that point of view, but you remember, Raymond, about the croc brain, the midbrain, and the neocortex. So I just think of all the posts that I see just from that point of view. So everything that I make, even the post that I made yesterday, I just think from that perspective. I want to make the person stop scrolling. So and can I shall I just get into that a bit and then I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, no, that's good. I like that. I like that concept. I don't think people talk or think enough about that or like that.
Yeah, I just been getting into just behavioral science in general. So it just interests me and it just aligns so well with marketing that it's just the perfect, combination. So I was just reading this and so yeah, there are three levels of the brain. The 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 croc brain, which is most primitive. It's like flight or fright response, and it's based on survival. It doesn't take account of like high complex tasks. So that's the croc brain. That's what you engage with when you're trying to make someone stop from their scrolling, right? Then comes the midbrain, which is there just to assign meaning, right? Just in social situations, how we look at family members. That's what it does. Then comes the neocortex, which is just there for high complex tasks. So the point of the croc brain is to utilize and minimize mental energy. So that's why what it does is when you're scrolling, is this complicated? That's the first thought that comes to your mind. If it is, let's ignore it. Does it help? Is this a threat to my survival? If it is, then yes, I'm gonna check it out. If it's not, then just keep scrolling. So if it's new and exciting, if not, just keep scrolling. So that this is happening like split seconds. The moment
Very
it
much so, yeah.
and that's what sort of um so what the best marketing professionals do is they find a way to pretty much what they do is, I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting a few concepts, but what they try to do is they try to just grab attention of your primal brain, which is the croc brain, and after that, all the whatever the next conscious justification is, they can manipulate it easily. So if I look at Fortune 500 companies and everything, what they do, what the professional marketers over there do, and they have like psychologists on their team as well. So whatever wrappers that come out of those companies, the smells, the colors, it's all guided towards grabbing attention because once you get that attention and how you manipulate the next conscious justification, um, that's what separates really successful marketers from less successful marketers. So I look at everything from that perspective. The moment I create a post, I literally, what I've started doing is that I take down 3 to 4 different hooks, put that into like Chat GPT so that I get like, a few more. It just, what Chat GPT does, it just gives you a base, right? That's all it does. So, and it's able to give me more permutation and combinations of the hooks that I'm already seeing, and then I just start testing it. I test it for the clients. I test it for myself. Even the post I made yesterday, I made it. It took me about. It took me. I started the process 2 days ago, but yesterday was I was just like, yeah, let's just test it, and it worked. So just thinking it from that perspective, it just helps all the business owners. If you're making content and you just have to think it from the perspective of if it's going to stop someone from scrolling, because you've seen how we scroll, right? Once we start scrolling, there's like, but once I start my scrolling on YouTube shorts, now I'm reducing it, but it just, the primal brain takes over. So yeah. So that's how I see it. That's what we make our clients realize, that just keep everything aside. You're not emotionally attached to the funnel. Just have to create content that sticks to the prospects that are seeing your content on a daily basis, and you have to provide them uh, a, a solution to a problem that they're right now facing. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think I answered that.
Yeah, no, you went pretty deep on that one, totally. And like I always tell people, when you're creating a post, before you click send, or I like the testing, but before you even click send, like read it back and say, would that engage me? Would I stop scrolling? Would I comment on that? Would I react to it? So the simple way to say it is just like, would it engage you? Ideally, if you think yes, there's a better chance of also engaging your prospect. It's amazing in these niches and industries and different offers. Um, how much people are very similar to their prospects. It's like people that were like them a few years ago come into their stuff. So you can really kind of tell, would I have stopped and clicked on this a couple of years ago when I was looking to buy it? And if the answer is yes, try it, test it, right? But like that's the simple way to look at that, I think.
Yeah, and then the process just starts if someone engages on the post. That's when your setter comes in. They have to reply in a certain manner, which is the M.P link, so that the response rate is high. Then you get them on a messenger. You need questions over there. So what we do is we create 4 or 5 questions. We test them in the first 2 months with our clients if they seem to be working, and we check them on a metric called the conversation to booking rate, which is how many conversations you're having. And a conversation is basically if there are 4 to 5 messages that are being exchanged. And if the conversation to booking rate is more than 25%, then that means your current script is working. If it's not, then you keep revising it till the time it goes above 25%. So these are some of the key metrics that we make use of every single day to track what's happening with our clients. But yeah, so once you get engagement, that's only the first step. Right after that is what you have to, that's pretty much the hard part, right? Then you get them on a call, then you close them. So yeah, the engagement
Some
is
people
just,
don't think that's the hard part, though. Some people think that's the easy part. They have trouble getting people on the call, and they think once they do, they'll close. Now, I think a lot of people have high expectations of themselves on how easy it is to close somebody into the package when they say that. But there are a lot of people that think, I just can't get them on the phone. If I could, I'd be a millionaire.
yeah, that's true. I just look at it from a point of view of being a marketer. Right now, I'm sort of getting into closing as well. My business partner is teaching me a lot of frames from people like Eli Wild, Cole Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Um, and yeah, if you want to know about that, we can talk about that as
Oh hell
well.
yeah. No, no, totally, totally. I'm just telling you what people think about as group owners. Like a lot of times they're thinking if I could just get my people onto a sales call, I'd be successful. And that's where they think that the gap is. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
And that's what we're talking about. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit for a quick second and screen share and just walk you through a couple things. So you mentioned something else that was good there. Before I screen share, let me just touch on this and then we'll dive into it. Not everybody and probably most of the people on this, particularly because you guys are so much in the PDOCS community, you probably all know what Yash meant when he said his M.me links. But that is a small little tweak that a lot of people don't use. And primarily within Facebook groups, but I use it outside of Facebook groups too, other people's groups, regular engagement where somebody's not my direct friend and it might go into their spam folder. But M.me links is simply just a little link that anybody can go create. I can show you how in 2 seconds if nobody knows how. Um, and what it does is when you attach it to your, reply to somebody's comment, once they said, yeah, I'm interested, send me the invite, is when they click on that, it takes them right to your DM conversation, no matter what, no matter whether you've already friends, it goes to a spam folder, it doesn't matter. It makes it easier for them to find. So in essence, when they comment on your thing and you see it, you're going to you're going to reply to them, which is going to tag them in it, and then it's going to have M.me link. So they're going to get 2 or 3 notifications and much more highly likely to see it than hey man, I shot you a request and then it's in or I shot you a message and then it sits in a spam folder and no one ever knows how to access those. That's one small tweak, you know what I mean? But you mentioned something good there too, because what you have and what you do for your clients and what's big on this is what happens after you get the engagement, after you get the people to the thing. You still got to get the call to action, and then you need your team afterwards to be able to follow up and book them in or get them to the landing page or whatever that may be. So you
Yep.
can talk on that a little more before I go into the next thing.
Absolutely. It's the initial build that takes the most energy for us. So like the first 2 months is when we figure out, because some of these groups that we get are like completely dead. So if I give an example of the most recent client case study that we had, They're in the law space. So what they do is the main person is a lawyer. She's been a lawyer for about 25 years, so she's a well-respected lawyer. What she did was she started an offer teaching other lawyers how to add estate planning on their law practices. So, and she charges $1,500 per month. So it's an 18K per year offer. And their group had about 1.8K members. It's called the Lifestyle Lawyer Club or the Lawyer Lifestyle Club, something like that. A really good group in terms of lead quality because all of them are lawyers and really good quality, but they had no structure. They were going live like once a month. They weren't hyping it up. They weren't sending out emails for the live. There was no replay funnel attached to it. There was no weekly welcome post. There's no static welcome post, stuff like that, right? The membership question, the third membership question wasn't optimized enough. And I'll just share my screen as well to show you the exact small changes that we did for them. But what happened in the end was after about the second month mark, we started seeing people who are attending the live being directly converted into clients. So within like the second month, they had 14 people who, right after they attended the live, actually ended up getting closed. And that's what happened. And then the compounding effect just starts because the group is again a lively place now.
Yeah.
It has content going out and it fits well into their overall marketing strategy because they've got emails, they've got ads, they've got Instagram, they've got LinkedIn, and the Facebook group as well is something which is contributing 25% for their overall revenue. So once they saw that, they what they did was um, they hired us as their marketing department, but just for the Facebook group. So, and their other resources, all the other employees that they had, they went to different platforms, but
Yep.
they just hired us to handle the entire thing. So now we're doing it. It's been, and after the 3 month part, we retain the clients for a monthly retainer. And yeah, that's what we've been doing. I'll just quickly show you if that's all right.
Yeah. I was just going to bring up something probably similar. Go ahead, do it on your side. I was going to take you in and show these guys, like, going to your group, accessing your membership questions. I was going to show you the strategy that we've used, and then have you tweak what I have going on. But I think you actually probably helped set up the initial ones for the one I'm going to show.
Oh yeah. And one of the most things that I'm most, proud about for our clients is that we take care of their design as well. So we've got a really robust design internal team where if you want creative, like what clients the community does,
Mhm.
we literally create those almost instantly. And when I say instantly, it takes about 12 to 24 hours, but the thing is that we're able to do it. And
That's pretty quick still.
yeah, that's pretty quick. And this is one of the banners that we made. And then over here, the description is another thing. What we do is this optimizes, when someone is on your page but they're not a member yet,
Hmm.
what they see. So they see the banner, see your name, and they see the description. These are the main three things. Think of it from the primal brain point. These are the three things that will be able to allow them to take the next action, right? So we
Yep.
optimize that as well. We make sure that if that's not you, this is the most important thing that we put on all description is that if this is not you, don't enter, right? So this helps to retain the quality. And then over here, if I go to the membership questions, we optimize this. It takes about 2 months to see. We check the response rate on this as well, and we track that pretty diligently. So this group is for lawyers who want to build. So the first question itself, it's pretty much just a conversation starter. That's its purpose. This is when you're offering a lead magnet, and you get the email. Just make sure this is attached to your backend systems. We use what do we use? We use, let me check. Yeah, we use Group Leads and Group Track. Those are the two software that we use to manage the emails and to sync it to your GHL and everything. We've got a tech specialist as well on our team who can do that stuff. Then the third question is, yeah, so this is the yes question, right? This is where you pretty much ask them if you need something and you want it quicker, then just do this. So it's usually yes or no, but over here what we did was if you want this, just leave your cell number and we'll reach out. So what this does is the appointment setter that they have, he literally calls up at least about 10 to 15 new members per day, and he ends up booking anywhere between 4 to 5 of them. So and that's how we just manage it. So we check the rate on that how many people are getting booked from it, and then we keep optimizing it. So and then comes the weekly welcome post, which gets so the main point that I'm trying to make is that the group should be viewed um, in the perspective of how it's looking like to the new members. The group
Yeah.
should always be optimized for new members. For the old members, the lives are one of the main hubs where they can get, even more nurture and more converted. But the group should be like the lead, nurture cycle should be less than a month, where the person is coming in and they're instantly acting. That's why our PDOCS group worked so well. The moment someone was in, I used to chase them down. I used to ask them what they're going through, and I used to just ask them, "Do you want help on this?" That's it. That was the
Yeah, and then it was cool. I got a resource for that.
and it's hard for appointment setters because what happens is that they tend to follow scripts that you give them, and if you copy paste it, like I'm pretty much the only appointment setter when I was an appointment setter that never got into Facebook jail. Facebook jail, just when the red sign shows up. But apparently that's a problem for a lot of people. But I just don't copy pasted messages, but I understand when you're working on scale, and you're sending 40-45 messages a day, because that's the job for some of the appointment setters. It can get pretty hectic. So that's why you need software like Group Track to help you out. What it does is it automates a lot of your commenting and your messages. So yeah, here's an example of a weekly welcome post, which you can do just going to the members section over here, and then just clicking this. So that's pretty much the native automated function. I think everyone knows about it. But what we do is we attach a lead magnet to it. We attach a lead magnet, which is called the vault, and the vault is made by creating a vault page with your previous 10 to 15 lives that you've already had. So
Oh
what
yeah.
we're essentially doing, we're repurposing the resources that you already have. Repurposing them into emails. We're repurposing them into the vault. We're repurposing them because they're validated angles, right? We don't have to come up with new content every single time someone is joining your group. You just need something that was working in the past, and you repurpose it in a way that even the new members and even the old members are enjoying it. So that's what we do with the weekly welcome post, and it works out really well. They book anywhere between 5 to 10 calls just from the weekly welcome post itself. And yeah, they've been one of our best clients so far. They've generated over $252,000 in about 3 months, and
Nice.
they've continued to do that. So yeah, it's been. I hope I answered your question.
No, you did. You mentioned a lot of good stuff there, and it's a lot of stuff I've always done too, repurposing content. The first course I ever made, a free course in particular, was made from Yash. I think when you first met me, I was running my six-figure business secrets or something like that group. You remember that group? Okay, so that one I had like
Yes,
a
I
20, I had
remember
like a
it.
20 module course that I turned into the vault and gave it out in little five, but that was all from the lives that people requested. Like one week was on offers, the next was on messaging, and then you could turn it into a sequence, and it turns into a mini course that you can just give away to people or a vault collect, whatever, right? So same thing. The replay funnel is another thing that people don't realize, and that miss out on. It's funny. Nathan and I were just talking about that before you hopped on and we went live here. We were talking about the whole replay funnel, and I was talking to Nathan about it. Like, oh, that totally makes sense. I didn't think of that. Like, and a lot of people don't. So you mentioned a lot of cool stuff there. I'm going to get to a couple questions in 1 second. I just wanted to, so I have a very similar philosophy, and ours is very similar. I'm going to share my screen real quick and just show you my thought process on the membership questions, because we just use a little different verbiage, but I think we're kind of saying the same thing. And of course, it does vary based on niche and industry. That's why, like your last one there, that yes one was definitely different than your typical one for a coach, or you know what I mean? I totally get it. But I like always think of number one for me, and tell me if this is how you think about it or if you like this. I want number one for me to be my pre-qualifier. Am I getting a low sophistication level, a mid-level, or a more advanced person? So that's why I ask questions like this: under 5K, 5 to 10, or 20 plus. That lets me know like entry level, because my messaging and everything in my hooks, they differ from low sophistication to mid-level to, so I think that kind of question, using that to kind of quantify, do I have an entry? You know what I mean? I think it's important for business owners. What's your thought on that being kind of the thought process with the first question?
Yeah, that just works out. It's just different for different niches. We've done this for some other niches. We worked with 16 niches so far,
Yep.
and every single niche has a different way of optimizing your membership questions. And the third question is primarily like the most important one in my opinion, because the effort and time you're saving in, like, finding the person who really needs it right now.
Yeah, they're raising their hand early.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we optimize most. The first and second question, we do it, but it's like every 2 months and 3 months. But the third question is something that we constantly, every second week, where we're coming up with new angles to test it even further. And again, these are literally just small tweaks and small hinges that end up swinging big.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No, I fully agree. My kind of thought process is, number one, let me figure out where they are. Are they entry level, mid level, or more advanced? Question two, I want to grab some info to get them into my funnel and into my like you did. So question two for us is grab the email and deliver something of value in return to it, right? And our question three is exactly what Yash was talking about, a yes post, right? So we've generated over 100 million for our clients, doing about 1.6 million in 12 months teaching this method. Would you be interested in fast tracking your own implementation so you can scale as quick as possible? When someone raises their hand, yes, they get tagged into a specific post, into the community, where a setter or whatever reaches out to them, and then B, they get kind of DM'd right away. My team takes a screenshot of their answer to this question. Hey, thanks for joining the group, Yash. We saw you answered yes to this question, so you're looking to fast track your business. Tell me a little about where you're at right now, and then it just leads right into your conversation. So that's kind of our strategy, and I think that's very similar to what you're talking about. But that's another thing you mentioned about what's so great about this. When they come in, your setters or yourself, if you're the business owner, you're doing it before you hire Yash and his team to do it, right? You always have fresh people to be talking to, and they've raised their hand and said, "Yeah, I want to fast track my journey to get said result." So it's just a great little segue. And then once they come in, I literally give it about 10 minutes. I send them a screenshot. Hey, you just joined our group. Thanks for joining our XYZ community. Happy to have you here. Hey, you said you wanted this. Is that correct? Yeah, Ray, I do. Cool. Where are you at, Bob? And then you go right into your conversation.
Yep, that's it. Super simple. It's a compounding effect. If the group, just, you have to treat it like any other marketing channel. That's all there is. And you just, what you do with other marketing channels, you just keep trying some stuff, and eventually something works. You see a pattern, and you just keep following it. So that's what I look at Facebook groups like. And yeah, I think if more and more people just start seeing it that way, just keeping emotions out of it, it just gets so much easier. And one more thing, one reason why we started with the done for you straight up, and a lot of people were saying, the operations of handling a done for you end to end, agency is just super hard. But we were getting, my skill, like when I started in the info marketing space, all I knew about was the group stuff, of, like, because Adam taught me how to convert the leads so effectively inside one group. That's all I knew. And so yeah, so the what I'm trying to say is, we just have to sometimes do that in terms of just keeping the emotions out of it. Just looking at it just as a funnel. If it's not working, there might be some bigger issues, but you need to start acting upon it, right? You need to start just making small decisions every single day to do something about it. And yeah, the main reason that we started the done for you is that, it's called a flanking strategy, where whatever your competitor is doing, you find things that they're not doing, right? So for us, there are 3 to 4 main competitors, who are doing group stuff, but none of them were doing anything which was even close to what we consider as done for you. So that was our flanking strategy. If this is the competitor, here was the gap, and we were just flanking
Yep,
it.
you gapped
So
it.
so yeah, so we did that. We did it for about a year, got all the results we needed. And the main problem with done for you is that we're only able to take in 1 to 2 done for you clients per month without breaking our internal system, because it's still just a team of 4, right?
I get
So
it. I get it.
yep, so the net margins are high. That's why we're able to invest in. And what we've done is we've come up with a consulting program on the side as well because there was such a huge wait list. So done with you consulting on the side, we just launched that. That's why I'm over here as well. I'm going to promote that in the end. and
Well, I was getting to that.
and yeah, so and what we're doing is that from the consulting, whatever cash we're generating, it's going back into the done for you systems to make it even more robust so that we can start taking it at least 5 clients a month. So that's the entire thing that we've got going on. And the consulting offer is like what we've done is we saw that people needed more access to me and Brad, my business partner, and to my team. So I packaged it in a manner that allows it to happen, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
exactly what you're
weekly
supposed to do.
live coaching call. You've got, if you don't have structure, we've got a group crash course that goes to that. And then if you're struggling with lives, we go through the entire template that we have that we give our done for you clients, and we help you with that stuff. So what the lives do, if you put more time into just optimizing your lives and the way you're presenting, um you're qualifying the people who are watching it. So the qualification in the DM process, which is so painful for everyone, right? Because it's just hard to chat with multiple people at the same time, right? So the lives take care of that. So that's why the clients feel so good that they're only spending like 30 minutes a day a week just going live and just booking people directly from there. One of our clients in the real estate space, he was one of the most bought in person, one of the most bought in people that I've met in terms of just completely trusting the group funnel. So he started running ads. I'm gonna get to Nelly's question as well. She was asking about
Yep.
the
Yep.
strategy to grow the group. Now we've talked about optimizing it, you know. So I'm gonna get to you, Nick. Just gonna answer this. And what he did was he was spending about, I think he started with about $1,000 in the first month. You have to get it to first to 1,500 impressions to check if the creatives are working or not. Then you check which creative did the best in terms of whatever your metrics are, CTR and everything, and the conversion. And then he started spending about 5 to 8 thousand, which started getting in at least 40 to 50 new members per day. And his group just skyrocketed. And what he was doing, he was literally just following a simple formula that we helped him with, where the moment a lead is in, they go through a specific lead magnet, which just takes them from A to B. A
Yep.
being whatever their current situation is, B being the outcome, right? It's really simple 7 page lead magnet. And that was in the weekly welcome post, that was in the welcome email sequence, everything. And then the moment they were in, there was a live that happens every single week. And he brought into a strategy that we call the ad event strategy. What happens is that when you want someone to hop on your live, you send them a link and you tell them add it to your Google Calendar, and you do that with every single one, and it compounds.
Yep.
So one more client, he had about 1,000 people because he had a 18,000 member group. He had 1,000 people who added his weekly live on their Google Calendar. Now every single time he went live, even without a hype structure, even without a hype, because people popped, literally put his
Yeah.
week
Into the
on
calendar.
the calendar, he was getting anywhere between 100 to 120 people every single week. So, and that's way more than the big groups out there. If I see it, from what clients community does, he was getting like more members hopping on his lives, by having a smaller group. Why? Because just because of the ad event strategy that he was, and the setters, they're being incentivized to send the ad event calendar to the people as well.
Yep.
Because if the seller is not incentivized, why should he send it? It's be, it's not leading to a call booking, and the call booking is where he's getting his commissions from. So you have to think it from that perspective as well. That what are the roles of the people inside the team, and if you wanna maximize everything, you have to incentivize them as well. So So yeah, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, you started off by talking about treating it as another marketing channel, and then you kind of, and I fully agree with that. And I think one thing that goes with that is the structure and the consistency. So that's what a lot of people do. They post in their Facebook group twice. They're like, oh, no engagement, it doesn't work. It's like, wait a minute, you can't judge it on a couple of posts. Like there has to be some consistency and a structure behind it. But just because we're running up short on time, and I have a kind of non-negotiable sales call at the top of the hour, I would love to even go a little long today. I got to wrap it up here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So let's get to the questions. Nelly had that
Yep.
first one.
Yeah.
And that was a good question, actually. I think I know your answer, but I'm excited to see. I understand why she asked it.
I got a sales call as well in about 1 hour. I'm gonna prepare after this call. I got my notes down from Brad and everything. So yeah, we'll discuss what happened on your sales call, what happened on mine. It's
Cool,
all
cool.
fun.
Let's do it.
I went on 4 sales calls in the past 3 days, and I ended up closing three of them. So it's been really good.
That's
I'm
awesome,
getting
dude. You've been
better
wanting to
at
do that
sales.
forever.
Earlier on, honestly, I used to hop on calls with like, the past clients that I've worked with. I never used to like think of that I'm here to sell something because they already knew about my work and they already trusted me and it always ended up in a close. But now I'm going to a colder audience. It's a different game
It
altogether.
is different. It
And
is different.
after the first call, I realized, yeah, I need some framework. So I went to he gave me
Not
all
quite the same as when I know the person.
yeah, I'm just gonna go into that really quickly. What I'm doing is that, and I'm gonna ask you Ray, as well because you've been a really good closer as well. So what I do is I literally just start the conversation and I ask them, what's your outcome? So what's your outcome of from the group? What exactly are you doing right now? And then I open up a gap. I make that gap as big as possible. So
Yep.
if they think their potential is they want to get 100 customers out of their group, which will be about 1.3 million dollars, depending on the price point. um, I start saying, all right, what exactly are you doing so far? And no one is doing anything regarding it, right? So I open up the gap, and then it's like I put a frame where it's us against them. Like I'm here to advise you. I'm here to consult you. So I show them a process where this actually is possible, the goal that they have, and then I just ask them, do you need help on this? Do you need someone? Do you need an external perspective on this?
Yeah.
And every single time they're saying yes. So so yeah, that's been working really well. I just make the gap as big as possible, and then I just try to, it's problem solution. I just show them the problem, I give them the solution, and I ask them whether this will help them, and it will. And they don't, like, usually the people that I'm hopping on with, they don't have any other option. Like, they don't want to spend 12.5K on client community. They don't want and there's no one else who's providing a done for you service.
No, I
So
know.
it's
You got a lot of
already
things working for you.
already like closed down. So yeah, that's what I've been seeing. Let's take the question now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. She
going to
asked, is this for emails? You send Yash, you send out Yash, and why is it
okay.
built in Calendly or Calendar?
So, Nelly, what we did, it was really interesting. A year ago, we were figuring out how to get the calendar, the content calendar that we were making for the clients in front of them, in an efficient manner. We did it on Notion first. We created an entire calendar on Notion. I think everyone is familiar with Notion over here. And what happened was um, the client had to click 7 times in order to see their calendar. We were just checking. It's not convenient to click 7 times. And we carried out a simple survey from all the clients that we had. We had about 10 clients after about the second month mark of starting out group takeover. We asked them what would be most convenient for you on the Slack channel, and they were like Google Calendar. And we created a really simple
I
structure
liked it.
that, and I'll just quickly show you. Um, and we're following that to this day. Sometimes what happens is that the clients, the higher end clients, like the lawyer that I showed you, they've got their own content structures on Google Doc, and it's all automated. So we personalize it for them as well. But for most clients, what we do is, yeah. So over here, all of our clients are over here, and they've got their structure over here. So this is red is for anything that which is a post. This is a client who's not on Facebook group. We do groups for other platforms as well. This is Mighty Networks. It's the
Yep.
same fundamentals. So just a second. Yeah. So yeah, so red is for all the posts, green is for all the emails, live is for just telling them, just so they don't forget that they have to go live. And that's really simple. It's just one, two, three, four, five, six content pieces that have been converting since, yeah, they've been with us for a long time. It's the
Yeah,
same thing, just taken out from the template. We've got something for Instagram as well. We do that for Instagram. We've got a really cool client who's in the dance space who was a part of the PDOCS community. I'm not
I
sure
know.
what.
Yeah,
Then we got the lawyer firm over here. So yeah, it's all laid out over here on Google Calendar, and this is shared with the entire team, their team and our team, so
yeah.
that everyone has one central source of truth.
It makes a
So
lot of sense.
all right, does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Nelly?
Yeah, yeah. She replied there. She replied very clear, very clever actually. Thank you for clarifying. And then Nick asked if you had any suggestions on the best way to go live in your group. He's saying it's always super blurry when I try to use StreamYard or Zoom directly. Like I always do mine on Zoom, but I've never been one that cared about the quality or aesthetics personally. But any thoughts on that, Yash?
Yeah, and right after this I'll get back to, I think Nelly asked me a question on a direct message as well on Zoom, so I'll get
Okay,
back.
perfect.
So what's the best way to go live in your group? It's always super blurry when I try to use StreamYard or Zoom directly. Zoom is best, but is it blurry because of your camera, Nick, or like why is it blurry?
I think it's like connection or something, man. I don't really know what it is because like I can be on Zoom here all day long and it's fine, it's super crystal clear, but every time I'm trying to go live in the group, it's hideous, man. I was like, man, maybe I need to do like a a call-in show and go radio mode or something.
Radio.
Just reach out to me, Nick, right after this live, and I'll help you with it. I'll record a quick Loom, and if there's anything my technical team can help with, then they'll just hop on a call with you. It's all good. Cool. So just let me know. We'll get to the next question from Nelly, which is not sure if you're gonna touch on this, but can you talk about what strategies you use to grow the group? So we right now, if I look at the clientele that we have right now, is 80% of it is organic. It's from their personal posts, their other marketing channels, and their email list. So these are the three primary things for organic, and the other people who are using paid ads. It's the you remember the squeeze page days, what Cold Garden started, where if you want you're gonna see an ad, you go to another funnel, which is on ClickFunnels or GHL. Then you click over there to get a lead magnet, and then you click to enter the group. We just remove everything, just create a simple ad and let it go directly to a simple native lead form on Facebook. That's the easiest, and the conversion rate on that has been working really well for the past entire year. So it's ad your creative, then the moment they click on it, it goes to a Facebook form which is native, and then you have to sync it up with your GHL on your backend CRMs so that you get all the lead information. And then right after that, the moment they submit it, they just directly go to your group page, like the page that appears once you're not in the group. So they go to that, and then they end up joining from there. So that's the easiest ad funnel that's been working for the group stuff. The other one is sort of like a low ticket funnel where you're giving them a lead magnet, but the lead magnet is inside the group. So and you keep it safe, like you have to like enter it, only then you'll be able to get access to it. So these are the two main things that we're seeing right now. We only consult on the ad stuff. We're creating a team this year to actually take over ads as well, but right now we just consult on it, and that's pretty much the best funnel that we've got running right now. I can share some examples with you, Nelly, as well. That's cool. I'll send you a list of all the ads that we've run, we've consulted on with our clients, and what has been working. And yeah, I think
Awesome.
hope
That's
that
great. That's great. Just because I got to go here, I got a sales call in 5 or 6 minutes. Yash, tell them about what else you got going on and what you wanted to, roll out here. Well, you got a quick minute or two.
yeah, exactly. So we've got a consulting program now that we're scaling. We've got about 12 people already, some absolute crazy people that I didn't think we would be able to close. And it's super cheap. It's for 12 months. And again, the way I'm explaining it, it's just more access to me and Brad and our group strategies. pretty much everything that we've shared in the past 12 months. We put everything in a nice package format. Everything from how to go lives, how to convert, in your lives, and there's a weekly live coaching call as well. And one more feature is that we review your copies. That's like we created a really robust copy review system where if you don't feel just that your copy is going to convert, just submit it. Within 48 hours, our team gets back with the entire review and with the entire feedback, and what you can do in the future. And so it's for 12 months. It's 2,500 for 12 months, and there's a secret pay option as well, which is $500 for five payments of $500. So really, it's just super. It's a no-brainer offer. It's a complete irresistible offer, an offer that I'm able to convert pretty much on DM right now. And we're looking for at least four more people, and then we're gonna close it off for about 2 months. Still, we build the structure around it properly. Um, so yeah, if anyone's interested, really just reach out to me. I'm gonna send you the landing page. Let me know whatever doubts you have, and we'll just take that up. Hope that's it. That's the CTA. That's
That's
my
awesome, man.
CTA that I've ever given. Hope that was okay, guys.
That's not the first or last one you're ever going to give. Let's be real. Um, but no, I mean that is a no-brainer. That comes down to freaking what, $210 a month or whatever it is. I mean,
Yeah, it's just yeah,
how the hell can you really beat that? So
we just made it because we just realized that there were so many people who wanted to work with us, but we just don't have the bandwidth. And this was the best way to package it in a manner. I'll just leave my landing page over here for everyone. You guys can have a look. I spent a lot of time on this. The amount of time I spent on the design stuff. Oh my God, I was bugging my girlfriend pretty much every single day. She's a designer, so but the landing page came out good. It's converting well, and we're gonna start ads on this in the next 2 to 3 months. We're gonna divide the 2,500 offer into three more offers, into $97, into $127, and I think two $97 one. That's gonna be the low ticket, and then there's gonna be our done for you in the back end, and the 2,500 will be divided into three in the next 2 months. But yeah, if anyone wants it, just let me know. If you want the secret pay option, it's not on the landing page. You'll have to DM me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Check it out. Let me know what are your thoughts, and let me know if you want any suggestion of feedback on landing pages as well, because apparently I enjoy that. So
I enjoyed jamming on yours with you and you sharing and showing it to me. You did a great job on it. I thought it came out really, really well, and I was honored you consulted me on the copy and the strategy. It's always good to jam back and forth and brainstorm with you. Great having you here today, man. We'll have to do it again real soon. And sorry, guys, I would have really loved to go over today. If any of these I wanted to go over like the 45 minutes hour I blocked out, it would have been today. But we all know we're not going to give up sales calls on our calendar, so I'm still that guy. Sorry. Um, we'll be in touch soon, guys. Reply in the comments on the replay or on Facebook if you want anything from Yash, any more info, his landing page, or any info about the new PDOCS products. All right, thanks, guys.
take care. Bye.